Diaries of a Madman. Written by What Must I Do? Chapter 10. The Gala, Part 1. Sometime in late summer, Twilight and her friends were all invited to some event called the Grand Galloping Gala. None of the friends really wanted to go after hearing their reasons. I agreed. However, Twilight felt like it was her responsibility to be there, and decided to drag me along for whatever reason. Fucking women, man. After some exhaustive preparations that went above and beyond what was probably required, we were off. Since it was just two of us and neither of us really wanted to be there, we didn't go all out on the transportation. Fluttershy told me that the last time they went, they used a pumpkin carriage or some crap. We just got a ride from a palace chariot the day before and stayed at Twilight's old room so we could walk to the gala the next night. Remind me again, why am I here? I asked her as we sauntered up to the front doors.
A few reasons. One, so I wouldn't be alone if it came down to that. 2, Luna sent me a message asking me to make sure you came. And 3, I want to see how immune you are to impromptu song magic that happens occasionally.
My wings twitched at the third reason. God, I hate that song magic shit. No random singing for me, no sir. At least Luna will probably bail me out if it comes to that. Would it be chill if I just sort of hung out in the garden all night? It's pretty nice there, as long as the animals will leave me alone.
Nope, you're going to be right where I can keep an eye on you. I don't know if I'd trust you loose in a room full of some of the most influential ponies in Equestria.
You still don't trust me yet?
It's not that I don't trust you, but rather that you've already managed to befriend both princesses. Any more powerful friends and I might not be able to abuse you so much.
Yes, because that would be such a travesty, I wryly answered.
Shush! Wherever ponies can hear us now.
The only people that'll be listening in are servants. You can bet most of them are in someone's pocket and some probably report to several people. The rich care too little to listen to the likes of us. Most probably won't even notice me, since I'm not something that's supposed to be in their world.
Wouldn't that draw more attention to you?
2 possibilities. 1, that I'll be completely unnoticed unless something happens to bring attention to me. 2, I'll be in the center of attention the whole time, and since no one is even looking our way, I'm pretty sure the first will be true. Now, that wasn't entirely true. We were getting several sidelong looks, but no one actually addressed me. Most probably knew about me by now. I had been in their world for almost a year at that point, and had been at the palace once as a personal guest of the princesses. I suspected that if I ever found myself alone during this party, I wouldn't stay that way for long. I wasn't specifically given a ticket, but since none of Twilight's friends came along, I was given one of theirs. It was enough to get me in, though I was given an odd look by the servant watching the door. When I got inside, I was somewhat astonished by the changes in the palace. When I went before, it was quiet, regal, subdued. Now, though, it was boisterous and bright, full and fabulous. We made our way to meet the host, Princess Celestia. She didn't look overly surprised to see me and made little comment on it. Twilight had learned her lessons from the previous year, though, so we didn't crowd Celestia for very long. So, now what? I asked as we aimlessly wandered around the party.
We mingle!
Twilight happily answered. Do you even know how to mingle? I asked, already feeling a headache coming on.
Of course! I read all about it last night, just as a refresher.
Oh god, we're doomed. She spotted me with her tail and gave me a disapproving look.
That book was very informative, thank you.
You're welcome. And there's the tail again. You know you'd probably have a lot more fun if you found a stallion. She tried to hide a blush forming on her face, but it didn't work.
I don't think so. And, what about you? If it was with somebody else, what would you do all night?
Go home, hit up the library, do almost anything other than this? I'd probably find something. She snorted and said,
Like it or not, it's important that every pony here knows you exist and know you're both civilized and relatively harmless. The ponies in the palace right now are some of the most influential in all of Equestria, and could possibly have you hurt should they ever run into you elsewhere, without actually knowing about you.
I shrugged and replied, "Then I'll sue them and make bank. Everybody wins."
Except you'd be hurt, or worse.
Twilight said.
So shush, and let me try to find somebody to talk to.
I cast my penetrating gaze about the room as she did the same, both of us looking for an easy target which we could converse. My eyes found someone first. "I see someone I want to talk to," I said.
Who?
Twilight asked, but at that point I was already walking. She just huffed and started following. It didn't take that long for her to figure out we were walking straight towards a harried-looking Luna who was almost entirely surrounded by rich old fucks. Luna's gaze stumbled upon me as she was rolling her eyes. What was probably the first real smile she put on all night appeared in her face.
Ah, Navarone. It appears you received my invitation. I trust the gods gave you no trouble?
"Not quite," I said, crossing my arms. "I never got an invitation. Twilight told me I had to be here, but not why." Luna turned a disgruntled look upon the piteous purple pony, who gulped and said,
Oh, hello, princess. Twilight.
Luna answered, barely sparing her more than a glance before looking back to me.
Are you tied to Twilight Sparkle this night, Nav?
She asked. "Not really," I said with a shrug. "She dragged me here and said I had to stay with her, but fuck that."
Excellent. Then you shall be tied to me instead. You are a most useful deterrent, it seems,
she said, looking to her side. All the toadies had scurried off while we were talking, from the looks of it.
Twilight, you will need to find somebody else to use as a social crutch. Bite. Come, Navarone. We have a party we must attend.
She started walking off without another word. "Well, alright then," I quietly said. "I'll see you back at your house, Twilight," I said louder. "Until then."
Bite.
I was already hurrying to follow Luna at that point, so I didn't pay any mind to Twilight's whining. And since it seemed that Luna was going outside, I had a feeling Twilight might not be following us. Well, she might have wanted to, but when Luna got out, she lifted her wings and started flying off. I joined her, though I was quite a bit slower. She matched my weak pace and flew next to me. "So where are we going?" I asked.
Getting away from the main event for some time,
She said.
Allow Twilight time to forget she was supposed to shepherd you. Maybe allow the foppish rich nobles that desire to suck up to me time to forget my presence.
"So, where are we going?" I asked it again.
To the maze. 'Tis a place of soothing, and will give us a momentary place to hide.
"How long are we going to be hiding?" I asked. I mean, I don't care much for parties myself, but making fun of the rich behind their backs is a lot of fun than just sitting in a garden.
True. We shan't take long. It'll give us a moment to converse.
We were coming up to a giant maze thing that I can't believe I had never seen before, even though I was only in the castle for less than a day. We both landed in front of it and began walking in.
I started building my court according to the old ways.
"How's it working for you?" I asked.
Exceptionally well. I have yet to have a single visitor at all.
"Hey, just think of all the time you have for your hobbies," I joked, not quite liking the tone she had.
That does little to assuage me, Nav. My reputation is... ruined, would be the appropriate word. Most of those that do not think ill of me know little of me. I am beginning to gain some attention from younger ponies, the partiers, after visiting a few of their clubs. Apparently the nightlife is now much more lively. I have yet to decide if such an image is worth obtaining.
"Hey, much better than nothing. How do you feel about art?"
"'Tis a random question, but I do enjoy looking upon it. Why?"
"Well, I don't know how it is here, but in my world, the night was a time for art and music, a haven for souls that wanted serenity for the perfect picture. I suggest doing some digging, see if it's true here as well. If it is, become a patron of the arts. Theater, painting, music, writing, anything you can find or enjoy. Turn the night court into something exclusive, for the best of the artists. It may not be the image you want, but it's a start."
Once again, that is... something to consider. It does not seem to fit me very well, however.
"It seems that you're good with war and battle," but such things are really uncommon now. Times change, Luna. Are you going to change to match them or get left behind? Yes, this might not be something you're comfortable with, and it doesn't have to be your final choice, but you need to remake your entire image, and don't think coming across as the Princess of Battle is the wisest of ideas.
Very well. It is something I shall put to my advisors. We shall consider it strongly. And I suppose you would be the first one to allow it into my exclusive court?
Oh god, no. I fucking hate art. I don't mind the products, but the actual process? Fuck no. And besides, the courtly life isn't for me.
And once again you mentioned this god. What is it?
I sighed, thinking of ways to get around it. You ask me who God is, but not what fuck means?
So God is a person. Is it your ruler? I believe the common ponies of today use my sister's name as the expletive of sorts occasionally.
It's close enough to the truth, I said with a shrug. Silence creeped its way into the conversation before I said, you could also keep attending events, like summer wrap-up is happening in Ponyville in a few weeks. That's something you can attend. Or plays, concert, keep going to clubs, I guess. All good ways to get your name out there, get people talking about you again, in a good way. I can imagine being out here in the maze instead of partying is doing good things to you. She sighed and rolled her eyes.
What do you suggest then?
Go back in, participate in the party, talk to people, don't let your disgust show. As Twilight told me, the ponies in there right now are some of the most influential in the country. It might be a good idea to start building your reputation up with them, or at least the ones that matter.
Perhaps. Again, how would you suggest going about it?
Man, fuck if I know. I ain't ever been no damn high roller party. If I were a guy, I'd tell you to dress fancy, have the hottest date, and be the social center of the party. That's how it works in movies. But for you, no clue.
And why would that advice not work for me?
I shrugged and said, it might. I have no clue. You're gonna have to go without the hot date, though. I knew as soon as I said it that I probably just fucked up. Her very knowing look told me as much.
Are you sure, Navarone?
She asked, slowly smiling. I can't imagine I'd be hot by any pony standard, and I have absolutely no desire to ever be a pony again, so, yeah. Looks like you're shit out of luck.
Nav, it will only be for a few hours.
That's a few hours too many, and I wouldn't even have a cutie mark or anything to wear. Hell, not even you have a dress.
I do, actually,
she said.
I just saw no reason to dress up for this occasion until now, and know where we can obtain a suit that will fit you. But we will have to make holes for the wings.
And a cutie mark? I asked, smiling.
I can assist with that,
she said, her horn glowing slightly.
So it's settled.
What? No, it's not. I never agreed to shit. She rolled her eyes and grabbed my hand with her hoofs somehow, stopping me and turning me to face her.
Nav, will you be my date to the gala?
She asked, her voice going a few octaves higher. She even put on a set of begging eyes that looked absolutely pitiful. If I say no, will you start crying? She nodded, her eyes already getting teary. Fucking whatever. But you better be able to block those damn pheromones. I don't want what happened last time to happen again, especially in such a public setting.
Worry not,
she said, her voice returning to normal and her eyes losing the tears.
Remain here. I shall be back momentarily.
What? Instead of answering, her horn lit up and she teleported away. Man, I really need to start saying no to people, I swear. I contemplated all the places my life had gone wrong until Luna popped back into existence next to me, wearing a rather strange dress. The front part of it was green, with fanciful and flowering night blue embroidery on it. From around her cutie mark and back, it was a flowing night blue, little sparkles and pinpoints of light appearing like stars. Lace covered it in alternating sections, creating a nice look. And along both sides of the lower back were two large peacock feathers, their colors fitting the rest of the ensemble very nicely. She had what looked like a string of pearls in her hair, and a few flowery tendrils sticking out from her crown. Around her neck was a string of black pearls with a crescent moon centerpiece. Wow, is all I could really say. That's interesting.
Good interesting or bad interesting?
She asked, looking back at herself. I don't know shit about fashion, I answered, shrugging. So it just looks interesting.
Stallions,
She sighed, shaking her head.
Well, I managed to find a suit for you,
She said, holding up the clothes hanger with a normal-looking pony suit on it.
Are you ready to transform?
I really don't want to, I said, trying to give her the same look she gave me.
Your eyes aren't large enough to pull off a proper pout,
She said, smiling.
So, are you ready or not?
I'm gonna need to take off my clothes first, I said, already kicking off my shoes. Since you just had to be so damn picky and can't settle for a hot human instead.
Was it not you who said you have few qualities we would be attracted to?
She asked, her smile turning to a smirk. I don't remember saying shit, I replied, pulling off my shirt. You better not be molesting me with your eyes when I get these pants off.
Don't pretend you don't enjoy it. All stallions do.
I tossed my shirt at her head, blocking her view. By the time she was able to get it off, my hands were covering up my delicate organs. Pervert, I said.
Are you saying you've never sneaked a peek? I find that somewhat hard to believe, given how rarely mares cover themselves.
Not on purpose. No. Ugh. Ew. Now, are you gonna turn me or not? It may be summer now, but it's still chilly without clothes.
Yes, prepare yourself.
I've begun to do the horrific transition at least once before. I already knew there was no way to prepare for it, so I just stood there waiting for the horror to begin. As soon as the light from her horn reached nearly blinding levels before finally shooting out and slamming against me, the change began and ended quickly and painlessly, though not without discomfort. Why does that spell have to exist? I groaned, shaking my head in the sudden change in perspective.
Because it is convenient, I suppose. You know, I don't even remember where I found it originally. It doesn't matter. Put this on.
She ordered, thrusting the jacket thing at my face. This would be a lot easier if I knew how to use these damn hooves, I said, waving one aimlessly. Without fingers, they're worthless to me.
I could explain it, but it wouldn't do you any good. Don't move.
Before I could move or ask why I shouldn't, something picked me up. My ears flicked back, but she paid that no mind, just dressing me like a child.
Wish we could do something with your mane.
She idly mused, straightening the stupid bow tie I was now wearing.
But no matter. You are presentable, though you may not be the... what was it? Hottest date?
And you're not even the least bit concerned what everyone's gonna think when they see a princess there with a stallion? It won't raise any kind of problems?
My sister informed me that it is uncommon for her to find a date with the Gala. Nothing romantic is usually meant by it. In our case, I assume the same will be assumed of this.
Good. Now put me down.
Not quite yet. Your disguise isn't finished.
Something else floated up to me, this time my mouth.
Open,
she said, prodding me with a hunk of wood. Not knowing what to expect, I did so, letting her fit the chunk into my mouth.
Now, bite.
Once again, I did, wondering just where this was going.
My apologies for this.
What? And then there was a sudden searing pain on both sides of my ass. My eyes shot wide open as I gnawed at the bit of my mouth, almost silently screaming in pain. Just as quickly as it started, it ended, leaving me with just a raw ache on my sides. I spat the wood out. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It had to be done,
she said, moving closer to me, her horn pointed at my chest. I tried shying away from her, but she was still holding me steady. Thankfully, this time a healing wave shot from her horn, easing the horrible pain on my ass.
It is merely a makeshift cutie mark, but it will suffice,
she said, backing away and nodding as she finally let me drop to the ground. Did you have to fucking brand me to do it? I asked, turning my head to see what horrible thing she emblazoned on my flesh. It looked like a black axe crossed with a black sword. Burn marks.
I didn't have to,
She said.
but this is the only way to guarantee it will stick. Now hold still one moment.
I felt something prodding under my jacket, and flinched as she caressed the outside of my wings with magic. Then there was a small tearing sound as she pulled away my wings entirely out of the suit.
There. Now no pony can say that you do not fit well.
Since I'm technically a pony, I can say that, I said, trying to cross my arms before realizing both were on the ground.
Then I suggest learning quickly how to fit in. Are you prepared to teleport?
Where are we teleporting? I want to practice walking before we go anywhere with people.
Just outside the maze. We shall walk in.
Wait, aren't I gonna need a new name?
Yes, you shall. What would fit, I wonder?
Well, you seem to be making me out as a damn berserker with this stupid-ass tattoo, so why not something Nordic? Eagle?
You are no poet, but I doubt many would recognize his works these days. It'll do.
Wait, what? You actually know who that is?
Indeed. I did battle with that warrior poet on at least one occasion. He was quite a nuance at times, but his words were impressive. 'Tis a story for another time. Are you ready, Eagle?
Sure, but don't expect any poems from me.
Eye candy is there to be seen, not heard, she said. If anybody asks you a question, answer it, but for your sake and mine, don't go any further. Forming friendships with these rich ponies while not truly existing is not a wise choice, I do not believe.
So, born trophy stallion?
Yes, I can't imagine such a thing appeals, but it is only for a few hours.
Hey, it just means I ain't gotta do shit. We gonna dance as well, or just walk and talk?
Do you know how to dance?
Human on pony, yeah. Pony on pony, probably.
Then should the need arise for it, we shall. Now may we finally return to the party?
You have my permission to take us back, yes, I said, smiling. She rolled her eyes and teleported us to the entrance of the maze closest to the castle. Alright, let's see if I can get these shitty legs to work.
Those are very fine legs,
she said.
You shouldn't degrade them so.
Don't make this awkward, I warned, slowly starting to walk. I was not made for 4 legs.
But they were made for you.
I swear to God, if you don't stop fucking with me, I'm gonna leave you for your sister, I said.
Wouldn't be the first,
she muttered. Louder, she said.
Very well, Nav. I shall behave.
Good. This is going to be bad enough without you awkwardly hitting on me all night.
Awkward? True, I have little practice, but I thought I would be better than awkward.
That's what you get for thinking. Alright. I think I'm good to walk. Just don't ask me too quickly or go up or down the stairs.
Excellent. Then come, Eagle. Let us mingle.
She didn't understand my sigh of consternation.
Is that not the correct word?
You sounded exactly like Twilight, I said.
Oh. I shall definitely be more careful in the future then. Warn me if I begin to sound anything like her.
Noted. Now can we go? Sooner started, sooner finished.
We shall delay no longer,
she said with a nod, heading towards the entrance to the palace. I fell and stepped beside her.
Should I feel some manner of nerves?
She asked. Maybe. I feel general reluctance and some total and abject horror, but that's normal at this point.
I've conquered tribes by the 100, nations by the dozen, orchestrated assassinations and grand thefts. I shouldn't let the party beat me now.
And if all else fails, you have a feathery dress and someone that doesn't want to be here at your side, I said, smiling nervously at her.
Only one of those fills me with confidence. At least I have a friend with me.
That's the spirit. Thank you to my wonderful Tier 1 Patreons, Balance Kindness, Chase Lemaster, Dreamless Portal, Hyperlink, Jason, HKH4, aka Texture, Nightingale, McCarrio, Pony Pony Entertainment, Starlight Blaze, and Rain Flicker. My Tier 2s, Captain Blue Shadow, Chaotic Mist, The Animated Ghost, DJ Mix 2000, Elemental Wolf, H1 Wolf King, Potato 20, Mr. Crazy Deacon, Mackenzie McCullers, Nocturne, Papalina, Redeemer of Dark Souls, Eclipse, Sword Brother, Emojin, and RD Bryant. A large thank you to my Titan tiers, previous Titan tiers, Dark Guardian, Danish Dash, and Maverick. And a large thank you to my current ones, User 1842 and Silent Titan. I appreciate you guys' support so much, and it means a ton to me. That said, however, this has been Firehearth. Have a wonderful day.